Our adversary keeps changing his strategies over time, doesn't he? But it's all the same lie. You can be like God. Eat this fruit. Do what's forbidden, because you can be like God. That same lie just gets packaged over and over and over again. When I was a young adult, that lie went something like this. Get a great education, get a great job, build a pile of money so that you can retire early and live life the way you want to live it. Yes, along the way, have a nice family, have a nice home, build a nice fence around it. Live the good life. But here's the deal. You can amass a pile of gold, and you can get to a place in life where you can do what you want. Let me tell you, that was the temptation for me and many others of my generation. Build wealth. Become, here's how self-autonomy would work, self-sustaining. You can be like God. You can take care of yourself. You can do what you want. Fish, golf, it's coming. Just keep going after it. It's funny how young adults now that are like my kids' age, they look at that temptation and they're like, there's no temptation in that. Don't you realize you can try to build that pile of gold all your life and the stock market tanks and you lose it all? And don't you realize there's really not happiness found in those things? The younger generation of my kids' age, that kind of thing just doesn't appeal to them at all. But there's a new way that the lie gets packaged. The lie used to be like God and be self-sustaining. The lie now is be like God and be self-creating. You can create yourself. And listen, there's such a power in that. There's such an allurement in that. For me and my generation, I look at the allurements of the younger generation, the Babylonians, and I think that's just the biggest nonsense I've ever seen. But as I stop and think about it, and as I try to understand why the way of the Babylonians would be so appealing, I think this is it. It's the appeal to be self-creating. You have social media in which you can present yourself the way you want to be presented. How many people put ugly, nasty pictures of themselves on Facebook? How many people post pictures like that? Do you get up in the morning when you have gunk all over your face and slobber down your chin and your hair's all ratted up and you take a picture of that? Is that your profile picture? No. You're making an image. And the Babylonians will even go as far as to tell you this lie. Who you are can be determined by you and should be determined by you. Even when it comes down to your very sex, your very gender, it's fluid. It's not fixed until you determine it. And there's something very appealing and alluring to that temptation to be self-creating. Listen, it's different for every generation, but it's all the same lie. You can be like God. But it's not true. Because there's only one true God of heaven. He's the God of Judah. He's the God of Daniel and his 3 friends. He's the God whose plan was to take a stone, not made with human hands, but a stone, a plain, unattractive stone, that looks like a cross, and a beaten and bloody body hung on a cross, a little unattractive, powerless stone. And yet it's that stone that conquers the world. It's that stone that will begin to grow into a worldwide kingdom that will fill the earth. Because it's through that stone, the death of the Son of God on the cross, that he removes everything that keeps you from God. He removes your sin, the penalty of your sin, God's holiness, his wrath. He takes it all away that he might bring you to God, that you could know and be made alive to the God of Israel, the God of Daniel and his friends, that you in your heart could say over and over again in your life, the way of the Lord is better, because he's better. He really is. Choose him today. Choose him today.